I just built my dream PS5 controller and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. In this video, I'll be going over the full mod installation, tech and game tests, and offering my final thoughts on the finished product. For this build, I installed these Gulikit adjustable tension TMR sticks and the ExtremeRate Rise4 Plus Max programmable back paddles and clicky trigger kit. If you dig this video and want to see more like it, consider subscribing and hitting the like button. Alright, let's get into it. So the first thing I installed were the TMR stick modules. In order to access the controller's motherboard, I carefully popped the bumpers off and removed this bottom cover to access these 4 screws. Once they were out, I pried open the shell and removed the battery, its bracket, and the small mic down at the bottom. Then I pulled these ribbon cables out from the board and folded it down to remove the thumbsticks. To fully remove the motherboard, I desoldered the rumble motors on both sides. Now that I had access to the board, I mounted it on my PCB holder. Then I added fresh flux and solder to the first set of joystick joints to make the desoldering process easier. I got this new joystick desoldering tool, but it didn't really work, so I decided to use my desoldering pump instead. This was way easier, and I actually prefer it over using the hot air gun. After a while, I was able to remove the first joystick and move on to do the same thing on the other side. Once everything was nice and clean, I inserted the new modules and soldered them in place. All of the joints look good, so I reconnected the rumble wires and started the Rise4 mod installation. First, I soldered this cable in to enable L3 and R3 button remapping. This is optional, but I figured I may as well since my soldering iron was already hot. Then I connected these ribbon cables to make the programmable back buttons work. Once they were all attached, I reinstalled the battery and secured the FBC circuit using the double-sided tape. I carefully inserted all of the ribbon cables into the circuit, which was difficult with my dumb sausage fingers. Finally, I reconnected the mic and moved on to assemble the back shell. First, I attached the back bracket to the shell. Then I assembled the clicky trigger switch before screwing it in. Once everything was in place, I closed the shell to check the triggers, which worked perfectly. Before fully closing the controller up, I added this piece of insulating tape to the FPC circuit to keep everything secure. Next, I added the back button PCB to the bracket along with the cover. Everything felt good, so I finished assembling the controller and gave it a quick cleaning. Then I opened up Dualshock Calibration GUI to check the sticks and give them an initial calibration. I probably should have done this before doing the Rise4 mod, but thankfully the sticks looked great. Back at my testing setup, I ran the controller through a few more rounds of calibration until I was happy with the results. This is what the circularity looks like. Both sticks return to center really nicely, and there's barely any drift with 0 dead zones, which is awesome. Next, I ran Gamepad Law's Stick Analyzer to check the linearity, and these were my results. The DualSense is limited to an 8-bit resolution with about 220 data points, but the linearity looks nice and straight. My favorite feature of these new joysticks is the ability to adjust their tension. You can use this little tool Gulikit includes in the box to adjust the tension, but any small Phillips head should work. I set my left stick to around 50 grams of force and my right stick to about 80. I also installed this raised thumbstick for my right thumb, which I prefer for shooters. Next, I tested the back paddles using the button testing function. Everything lit up except for the back right button for some reason, but after programming it, everything worked just fine. Finally, I connected the controller to my PC using the Gulikit Hyperlink 2 to play some games. I've been loving the new skate game, and since it uses the right stick to perform tricks, it's great for testing. Both sticks feel really smooth, and I'm very pleased with the centering. I'd probably lower the stick tension for this game in the future though. Then I hopped into the Call of Duty shooting range. Even though the sticks don't use a raw input, they still feel really nice, especially with the raised thumbstick. The back buttons also work great for my jump and slide inputs. I love having clicky trigger stops for shooters as well, and these feel awesome. Overall, I'm super happy with my newly modded controller. Both mods went very smoothly, and I'm proud of the results. Replacing joysticks can be tedious, but I'm glad these new sticks work perfectly after calibration. It's also a big plus that the Rise4 doesn't require any soldering if you don't need the L3 and R3 remap options. The rubberized grips are a nice touch as well. I'd definitely recommend both of these mods, especially if you don't want to spend $200 on a new DualSense Edge. If you want to check them out for yourself, I've included links in the description along with the ExtremeRate installation guide. Let me know in the comments what controller mods you'd like me to do in the future. And if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and hitting the like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.